So why does lighting matter in film? Lighting is fundamental to film because it creates a visual mood, atmosphere, and creates emotion for your audience. Put simply, cameras don't respond to light in the same way that the human eye does, so correctly placed lighting can determine if the mood of the scene can create a more dramatic or subtle look for your film. Let's take a look at artificial versus natural light. So natural lighting is great, but there are a lot of circumstances where it just won't work. For example, let's look at this scene here from a short film by Film Riot. Now realistically, do you think that the moon can produce enough light to really light up a room like that? Now let's take a look at how that light is actually created. And as you can see, its light is placed strategically outside. Whereas on the other hand, there are situations where natural light is amazing, for example, golden hour, which gives you the last of the day's light and a great emotional orange glow to your film. Now light is measured in a unit called kelvins, with 3200 kelvins being warm and having an orange glow, to 5600 kelvins being the equivalent of daylight. Each element has their own pros and cons, so let's start with natural light. Some of the pros of natural light are that it's available with natural diffusion, also known as clouds. It's also the brightest light source that there is available because it's the sun. It also reflects perfectly off the skin, giving happier and healthier tones, and there's no electricity costs. Also, with natural light, you can use reflectors and deflectors to bounce the light in certain directions, allowing you to shape it to an extent. Now, some of the cons with natural light are the fact that glare and lens flares can be an issue if the light source is too bright. You also have noon light. Now this is where the sun is highest in the sky and it's usually around midday to about 1:30 PM, so it can have a detrimental impact on your shadows and make the lighting look a lot harsher, which can lead to bad skin tones, too many shadows, or somewhat of an angry look. Natural light can also overexpose your image if it is too bright, which can potentially lead to less colours and more work for you as a producer and a videographer in post-production. Whereas with artificial light, some of the pros are you can manipulate the light to the exact shape that you want, you're able to move the lights around, add gels and add other diffusers to get the image that you expect. These are also relatively cheap, so you can buy a set of LED panels from anywhere about the £150 mark or plus. You also get a lot of different colour temperatures ranging from 3200 kelvins to 5600 kelvins to suit your scene. With artificial light as well, you have the ability to change the colours of the brightness straight from the light itself without messing around with too many diffusers or reflectors. Now some of the cons from artificial light are that batteries are needed or an electrical output to power the lights from the mains. Depending on the scene, you may need more than just one or two lights, which can come at a cost. Sometimes a professional lighting kit can be expensive, or if you're going to hire a gaffer or a director of photography, this can also come with a price. It also takes a lot more work in terms of shaping light, so more thought has to be put into your scene. Now generally I shoot a lot in natural light. I shoot a lot of music videos which are outdoors, so I can have the light from the sun and the clouds as deflection to soften the light, but there have been times where I've needed to break the shoot for an hour or two to let high noon pass, meaning that the shoot was less productive. So some of the good recommendations for beginner lighting. Now I would always recommend the Neewer 660 LED panels for anybody starting out or anybody that wants a cheap set of lights. These are around £200 on Amazon and last for about 6 hours on a full charge. They range from 3200 kelvins to 5600 kelvins and they do have adjustable dimming. You can also buy deflection plates and colour gels here to get the look that you're after. That's it for the types of lights. We will go into a lot more detail on lighting within this section of the course, so for now keep practicing and if you have any questions please let me know.